An Ohio man makes a mistake that cost him his life and puts other people in danger too. What led to a deadly explosion coming up. People on a sinking boat scramble to get off safely, and now there's another potential danger, even though the boat has gone under.
And we're tracking a tornadic thunderstorm just west of Wayne County. It's headed to the east. We'll keep you updated throughout the newscasts.
Two people die when a small plane crashes near Hillsborough, when officials say the plane is owned by someone in Springfield. This is a look at the crash scene in Highland County, about 50 miles southeast of Dayton. Witnesses say they saw smoke coming from the plane, which had just taken off from the Highland County airport. One report says the plane had been at the airport for maintenance work. The names of the two men killed in the crash have not yet been released. A new study says more and more people are deciding not to fly.
The Northern Union
Jamie,
County,
I think we're going to bring you into the picture right here.
Until 11:45 p.m. At 11:06 p.m., National Weather Service Doppler radar indicated a severe thunderstorm that was likely producing a tornado. This dangerous storm was located 11 miles northwest of Bentonville, moving east at 45 miles an hour. Locations in the path of the storm include Cambridge City, Hagerstown, Connersville, Centerville, Fountain City, Liberty, Richmond, in addition, Falmouth, Glenwood, Bentonville, Mount Auburn, Bunker Hill, East Germantown, Bisons and Meadowfield are near the path of this dangerous thunderstorm. If you are near the path of this storm, take cover now. Move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Mobile homes and vehicles should be abandoned for more substantial shelter. Avoid windows. Nighttime tornadoes are especially dangerous. If you wait until you see or hear it coming, it may be too late to get to a safe place. Please report tornadoes, frontal clouds, strong winds, or hail to the National Weather Service by calling toll-free 877-633-6772 when you can do so safely. A severe thunderstorm watch remains in effect until 4 a.m. Saturday morning for southeastern Indiana.
As well. All right, tornado warning for Wayne County, Indiana, and for northern Union County, Indiana. We've been having a good look at this storm coming across central Indiana, continuing to produce tornado warnings as it moves eastward from Indianapolis and now bearing down on the western border of Wayne County, Indiana. Now, even if there's no tornado with this storm, there's no ground truth, there's been no tornado spotted, this is all radar indicated, but regardless, these storms are going to pack some very, very powerful winds, maybe 70, 80 miles an hour. That's as strong as a weak tornado. That's a reason if you live in western Wayne County, you need to be getting to a safe place immediately. If you have a basement, the basement is the best place to go. Turn the television up as loud as you can. We'll talk to you through this, even if you can't see the TV. And those of you who don't have a basement need to get to an interior room, lowest level of your house, if possible, in a closet, in a bathroom. You want to pick a room without windows, certainly, as the greatest threat is going to be damage from glass that continues to be a problem across the area. So we will watch, certainly, the storm continue to head eastward across Wayne County, Indiana, and we will also continue to track any other storms that are going to possibly be moving southward through the Miami Valley over the next couple of hours. And yes, there is the possibility that we could have some more tornado warnings, certainly, as we head through the evening. Now, what I want to do here is I want to show you another feature we have on Live Doppler 7 radar. I'm going to turn off this warning temporarily. That's the red flashing box you just saw disappear. And what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to something else. And this is a feature that we have here on Channel 7 with our radar system. And the colors that you're looking at here, just to the west and northwest of Cambridge City, looking at some pinks here and also those reds you see, it's that area where you're seeing the shades of red. That's the area that has the turbulent winds within this storm, just to the western side of Wayne County, Indiana. And that's the part of the storm that if there is going to be a tornado produced, that's where it could be. Now, this is the National Weather Service radar in Wilmington. I'm going to switch it over now, and we're going to take a look at the National Weather Service radar from Indianapolis, because we can look at the storm from both sides, and you're seeing that we are continuing to watch pretty much the same area from both radars. And that's a good indication that we are going to continue to watch this very, very carefully as we head through the next half hour or so. And we will continue to watch the threat for also some very damaging winds. Also, the threat for some hail as well. That's been something we've seen with all of these storms as well. And you can see that right there. This is indicating that this storm may be packing winds 70 miles an hour or so across portions of eastern and southeastern Henry County. And that's why even if there isn't a tornado, you certainly need to get to a very safe place. Let's switch back over to live Doppler 7 radar. Take a look at this storm right here. And those of you in Cambridge City certainly need to be in your safe place right now, because what we're looking at is right in here, this little notch that I'm going to zoom in on and give you a better look at. That's the area that we really are going to be very concerned with right here. And what happens with storms, you see these little notches. Every once in a while, we'll see these across the area. That's an area where winds are coming into this storm like this. And there's probably some winds that are coming into the storm as well like this right here. So this is the area that we're really keeping a close eye on, moving into western Wayne County right now as we speak. And also, where you're seeing some of these darker shades of red back in here, notice all the lightning coincidental with it. That's the flashing white that you're seeing. That's probably an area where there's some very strong updrafts within the storm. That's probably an area where there may be some large hail as well. So let's show you exactly where we're talking about with this particular storm. This, of course, is Interstate 70. This highway right here, U.S. Highway 40. And we're crossing into Wayne County now, Cambridge City. This highway right in this area here is State Highway 1. So that's the area just to the northwest of Cambridge City that certainly is under the gun right now. Let's zoom out a little bit more, get a better look overall of this particular storm, and let's try to give you some tracks once again and let you know where this is headed. And we continue to watch this headed off towards basically the east. So this part of the storm, continuing to watch that head eastward into and through the heart of Wayne County. So those of you in Richmond, you'll be continuing to see the storm bear down on you. And if you're living in Richmond, you need to be thinking about exactly where you would go when that storm gets a little closer. You still have a little bit of time, maybe 10 minutes or so until you have to get to your safe place. So we'll continue to watch this storm bear down on you. So just think about where you'd be going. Again, the safest place is a basement, lowest level of the home if you certainly don't have a basement, closet, also bathrooms, certainly a room without a window. And what you want to do is, if you have some time, you want to grab some blankets and bring them with you, cover yourself up with those blankets, and continue to stay in your safe place until these storms pass, which may be a while, as this is not a super fast-moving storm by any means, and you certainly it'll take some time coming through, certainly. Now, interestingly enough, we're watching something here on Live Doppler 7 radar. The storm may be kind of bowing out a little bit, and you can kind of get a sense of that just to the west of Richmond here. Let me try to get the storm track off here, zoom in a little bit more, show you exactly what I'm talking about. Right in this area here where you see the bowing, typically that's the sign right in here of winds that are coming down in the backside of the storm back in here and starting to push that storm out a bit. And this is now looking like it's probably going to be translating into a storm that's going to be producing some very strong straight-line winds, certainly across Wayne County, Indiana. And the storms that have been moving in from the west, we've had history of 60, 70, 80-mile-an-hour winds, taking down entire trees, doing damage to some small buildings. And that's certainly maybe what we're going to be dealing with as these storms continue to head eastward over the next few hours or so. All right, so let's get a check on this. Again, this is the area that's indicating where the turbulent winds are, also indicating where some of the hail may be. And to the northwest of Cambridge City, we continue to watch that area. Jacksonburg, Hagerstown, you're probably going to get brushed by this on the south side of town. Milton, probably getting some very strong winds in Milton and Cambridge City right now. And up next is Centerville, Indiana. That's an area that we're going to be watching this head towards, and eventually Richmond over the next 20 to 30 minutes or so, as the storm will pretty much head on a due easterly path or east-southeasterly path as well. So those are the areas that certainly we're going to be I want to show you something interesting. This is why we have a live radar. This is live Doppler 7 radar, and you can see that storm is now, the leading edge of it actually past Jacksonburg and Cambridge City, and you compare that to the National Weather Service radar showing that storm a little farther to the west. So we're going to trust live Doppler 7 radar here showing that storm, and this is live Doppler 7 radar again. Showing that storm, pushing it on Centerville, Indiana now, so probably going to be seeing the very strong winds continuing to push right along US 40 and Interstate 70 as they will pretty much continue to head in almost a due easterly fashion. Also near Greens Fork, around State Highway 38, some strong winds with that as well. And a lot of lightning with this storm and some very heavy rains as well. But again, the main threat is going to be along the leading edge with some very, very strong winds. So again, the warnings continue. You can see them there for Wayne County, Indiana. We'll be watching this storm continue to head eastward as well. And it's a possibility that we may get some more warnings eastward. I think a very good likelihood that Preble County will get into a warning. Good likelihood that southern Darke County will get into a warning. And probably Montgomery County as well. But the storm has been showing signs of some rotation from time to time. That's why there's been some tornado warnings that have been issued from Indianapolis eastward with this storm. It's also been showing some times where it's not had rotation, but still the threat for some very damaging winds. So tornado warnings are a possibility. Severe thunderstorm warnings are a possibility as well. And this is going to be pretty much, I think, the theme over the next couple of hours across the southern half of the Miami Valley. But not for all of us, because the northern Miami Valley probably going to miss out on the severe weather. In fact, we're probably looking at something like this, south of this line that I'm drawing here from Greenville to Troy, Clark County southward. I think that's the area that's going to be under the gun as we head over the next couple of hours. So let's zoom you back in here to Wayne County, Indiana, and take a closer look at this storm again, give you another track on this, and let you know where it's headed. Continue to watch it heading east-southeastward, and again, there's the track taking it just to the south of Richmond. That's the core of the storm to the south of Richmond, but certainly we'll be watching the strong part of the storm that's also going to continue to head through northern Wayne County, as we're seeing around Hagerstown, Fountain City. You're going to be picking up some strong winds as well, and continuing to watch this very carefully as we head off to the east. All right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch over and take a look at some velocity products that we have from some of the National Weather Service radars, and we continue to watch, very interesting, and what we're seeing here, let me take off the warnings here and show you what I'm looking at. And we look at the colors here, and these colors are set up as warm and cold, and you can think about when you breathe in and out, warm air goes out of your mouth, cool air comes into your mouth. So we look at the warm and the cool colors, and we're seeing some reds in this area here indicating winds heading outward and outward from the Wilmington radar, which is southeast of Dayton. Here are your cooler greens indicating some winds moving in, and that would put the center of this rotation somewhere in here, Cambridge City, Jacksonburg area. Let's take a look now at the winds from the National Weather Service radar in Indianapolis, and hopefully I can get those up here for us. There we are. And are we seeing the same thing? We are. Now you notice here the colors have changed a bit, and that's because the National Weather Service radar in Indianapolis is off to the west, so that the warm colors will be out from the radar, and that's what we're seeing around Cambridge City and Milton, those reds, and the greens showing up in the same place around Hagerstown and Greens Fork, and that would put the center of rotation pretty much in the same location. So let's go back over to live Doppler 7 radar, and that would put it right in the area that I've circled here. That's where the rotating winds within this storm are, but you're noticing that's not where the darkest shades of red are on live Doppler 7 radar, which corresponds to the heaviest rain. And it's possible that what we're seeing in this area is actually a part of the storm, the center part of the storm, that is rotating, and out ahead of it we're starting to get the stronger winds that are now moving off to the east, and that's a possibility that what we have is a storm that could spin up a tornado, but it's more likely, I think, from what I'm looking at, that we have something called a mesocyclone. It's just a large rotation within this particular storm, but that's still very dangerous because these are the type of storms that can produce some very, very large hail and some very strong winds on the leading edge of the storm as well, and that's probably what we're seeing when you see this real sharp gradient of color here from the blue to the yellows to the oranges to the reds. That's usually indicative of some very strong winds and also some very strong updrafts within the storm right here, which can cause the very heavy rain and also produce quite a bit of hail. But also down along this part of the storm, there's probably some strong winds that are going to push out as well, and that's why we have the warning for Union County continuing as well. Now, Jeff Porter has handed me some information about the damage in Henry County. Jeff, you want to fill us in on that?
Yeah, Jamie, the reason it's important is Henry, of course, is west of Union, west of Wayne. Reported damage at 11:05, so it's 11:28 right now, about 23 minutes ago. 6 to 7 inch tree limbs down. No power in Knightstown again. This is west, what about 20 to 30 miles here. So that's just kind of a sample of the type of damage we would be talking about. Jamie, probably winds here 60, 70 miles per hour. Easy, I would think.
And we've had reports of a lot of that across portions of Indiana. In fact, Henry County back just before 11 o'clock, reports of 1 3/4 inch hail. That's large hail. That's hail large enough that can break some windows, and that's one of the reasons we tell you to stay away from windows, certainly, as these storms come through. Also, as Jeff was mentioning, 60, 70, even reports of as high as 80-mile-an-hour winds with some of these storms as we continue to head across Indiana. Yeah, Jeff.
From Jeff at our radio partner, Kix 96.
Yep.
Got a touchdown of a tornado at Cambridge.
Cambridge City, okay.
So that's western Wayne, southern and western Wayne, Cambridge City. So Jeff at Kix 96, when did we get this call? Just recently. So, Jamie, that's confirmation of a tornado on the ground.
And that was the area where we were seeing the center of rotation. So now we're dealing with an entirely different situation here. We now know that there has been a touchdown in western Wayne County. So this is a reason why you need to take this situation even more seriously as we look at the history of storms. What have they done? We talked about a moment ago the hail and the wind, and now we know that we have confirmation of a touchdown, and that's something that we need to keep in mind. There certainly could be more touchdowns of tornadoes as we head through the next hour or so as this storm continues to head off to the east. So this is a serious situation that we have in Wayne County. We're looking at probably some very strong winds on the leading edge of the storm, which are now moving into the western part of Richmond, Indiana. Let's zoom in a little bit more and show you exactly how close it's getting to downtown. And there you go. It's moving through Centerville right now. Richmond, you're about to get probably, there's an update from Live Doppler 7 radar right there. You're probably going to get a blast of wind here, maybe 50, 60 miles an hour. So if you are in Richmond, you need to be in a safe place in your home right now. You need to be away from windows. You need to be in a central part of your home. You need to be getting down to the basement if you possibly can. And like I said, grab some blankets, and we will continue to watch the storm move in. And there's an acronym that we like to remind you of in these situations. That acronym is DUCK, D-U-C-K. D stands for down. Get down as low as you can in your home. You get under something. You want to get under something sturdy. A workbench in the basement is great. If you have a table, get underneath your stairwell if you can. That's a very, very sturdy thing that will offer just another layer of protection. C is cover your head, grab some blankets. If you've got some kids, you want to keep them safe. If they have bike helmets, if you have time to grab those, grab those. Get them on the kids. If you have a bike helmet yourself, put that on, because the leading cause of injuries and deaths with tornadoes is due to head trauma. So you want to protect that head, absolutely. And K, keep in your safe place until the storm is passed, which is going to be still a while for you in Wayne County. And those of you in Preble County, the storm's headed for you. Start making your preparations right now. Think about where you would go. Think about what you're going to grab with you. And again, we encourage you, if you need to get away from the TV, just turn the volume up as high as you possibly can, and we'll talk you through this. I know you can't see the radar if you're away from the TV, but we'll try to give you as much description of what's going on with these storms.
Minutes, what particular towns in Wayne County may actually be seeing this tornado? Again, we did get that confirmation from Kix 96. We appreciate that. Centerville, about a minute to the east, 11:33. East Haven, Jamie, 11:36. Spring Grove, 11:38. And maybe right in the downtown Richmond area, 11:39. Jamie, we're looking at about 7 to 8 minutes here.
Right, and I'm sure that the strong winds on the leading edge of this storm moving in already. I want to check something else we have here, this area that we can kind of get an indication of what's going on within this storm. And this is really a valuable tool that we do have here, and we can kind of tell you some of the things that are going on with the storm. 1-inch hail, certainly a possibility. This is the area I was talking about where you can get these very, very strong updrafts within the storm. Right in there around Centerville, hopefully not getting 1-inch hail, but that certainly is a possibility. And back in this area here near Jacksonburg, this is an indication of the extremely turbulent winds within this storm, perhaps 60 miles an hour. And let's try another look at exactly where the rotation in this storm may be. And we're pretty much seeing it in the same place here. We were seeing it back just to the north of Cambridge City, back in this area here, and now we're starting to get winds in that direction there, winds in this direction here, and that would pretty much put the center somewhere in there, and that pretty much corresponds with where we're seeing the turbulent winds. In fact, you could even possibly argue that this little arced area right here may be the area where we're getting some of that inflow into the circulation within the storm. Just got an update there, and that could be the area that really may be most dangerous right now.
Yeah, Jamie, just a reminder here, this is until 11:45. Part of the warning was actually canceled for Union County, so it's just Wayne County here until...
Good news.
Yeah, Jamie, great news here until, again, 11:45. It's 11:34 right now, so we're looking at about 10 and a half minutes until this warning is going to continue. And Jamie, you were thinking that if that funnel is still on the ground, that's east of Cambridge City now.
Yes, I would say so. I would say it's in the Centerville, Indiana area, bearing down on Richmond. And I've gotten some word that we checked with the Wayne County Sheriff. They don't have any confirmation of a touchdown, but our Kix 96 partners out there do have some word that there was a touchdown, so certainly a very good possibility that there was. Also, there was confirmation of a tornado just to the west in Henry County. That was from the sheriff. So we have a history of touchdowns with this storm, and we should probably, from this point on, assume that it is going to be capable of more, certainly as it heads eastward.
Yeah, Jamie, that touchdown was confirmed by a sheriff in Henry County. Now, Henry County is west of Wayne County. That happened at 11:28. So, again, about 7 minutes ago, this tornado or this touchdown, again, may still be alive. We predict, we assume it's basically east of Cambridge City. And again, Jamie, really that corridor between Cambridge City, along I-70 and just to the south and into the Richmond area. Jamie, let's talk a little bit about that bright banding just west of New Paris.
Yes, that's where we think that the strong updrafts within the storm are that are probably producing some hail. That's going to produce some gusty winds, some very, very heavy rain, and there's a lot of lightning with the storm as well. What I want to do now, actually, is I want to kind of give you an idea of where this is headed. We're going to take it off to the east at about 45 miles an hour, east-southeast at about 45 miles an hour. Is what we're getting in terms of the speed, and that would be about that there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you something else we can do here, and that is we can kind of show you right along the track of this storm where it is going to be headed. So it's going to be continuing off to the east here, into Preble County, New Westville, about 11:45 or so, south of Gettysburg, about 11:50, and then to areas north of Eaton as we head towards 11:52. Or so. Kind of giving you a different look at exactly how this is going to be moving over the next hour, or half hour, I guess I should say, across the area.
Yeah, Jamie, again, about 8 minutes here for Wayne County, and what we can still assume until we get kind confirmation otherwise that there's probably some sort of a weak funnel on the ground, winds around 50 to 60, maybe 70 miles per hour. We have confirmation of limbs, trees as wide as 6 to 7 inches. That would be the diameter. So small to medium-sized type trees are certainly likely to be getting knocked out. Now, Jamie, maybe just south and west of Richmond, where would you posit the location of that funnel?
That's exactly where I would put it. Probably in the southwestern part of downtown Richmond would be the most likely area that we may have a spin up of a tornado here. And again, we can kind of show you the same things we've been showing. There's the reds indicating air flowing away from the Wilmington radar, the greens indicating winds flowing towards the Wilmington radar. So you kind of find the center of that, and that would probably be in this area here. And then we take a look at this other product we have, which shows where the turbulent winds are, and perhaps between Centerville and Richmond right now, moving into downtown Richmond. So what I want to do now is zoom in really close on Richmond here, give you a pretty good idea of where we're talking about. And you've got to keep in mind there's really two threats with this particular cell. We have the threat of the rotation with a tornado somewhere in this area here, but also you have the threat of the strong winds out ahead of this storm on the leading edge and some hail as well. And that's now crossing the line from Indiana into Ohio, into northwestern Preble County. Just got an update there from Live Doppler 7 radar. Also, southwestern Darke County, far southwestern Darke County near New Madison, you may get some very strong winds as well.
Yeah, Jamie, right now, let's assume that this tornado is moving east at about 45 miles per hour. That was just issued by the National Weather Service. So winds at the least here, 45 miles per hour. Again, at the least here.
At the very least,
At the very least. A couple of places we want to think about taking cover right now. Spring Grove, Witt Station, Boston. Again, this is all in the Richmond area, just west of the state line. A couple of other spots here. The Municipal Airport in Richmond, again, that would just be to the south. The Whitewater area, the Bethel area, Middleborough. And again, if you are just to the east, you want to think about taking cover right now. Where is your safe place? That interior spot in your home away from windows. If you have a basement, that is a good option. Again, right now we're still under a tornado warning until 11:45, so we're thinking about 6 minutes here until this is possibly canceled or maybe extended. And if it were to be extended, Jamie, we would maybe be thinking about that northern and western part of Preble and perhaps maybe that southern and western part of Darke?
Yeah, perhaps. And that's exactly what the radar operators at the National Weather Service in Wilmington are watching right now. They're trying to assess exactly where this is, exactly where it's headed, and also what areas are going to be affected. And that's what they think about when they look to issue the next warning, which certainly could be coming up here, I would think, very, very shortly, with the possibility of continuing to head it off to the east. So let's give you another track on this here, and we will continue to watch part of the storm that's probably most dangerous is this one right here, continuing to head through Preble County, headed for Eaton about 11:49. That's pretty much a similar time to what I showed you on the last track. So there you go, getting an update now, about 11:49 in Eaton, West Alexandria, 11:55. And let's expand the view a little bit here and show you where it's headed after that, continuing to eventually make its way down towards western Montgomery County. Whether it still is tornadic at that time, very difficult to say right now, but certainly you have to keep in mind that there is the possibility of that.
And Jamie, right now 11:40. Again, that warning goes until 11:45. So 5 minutes right now, and that warning will be expired, we presume, in Wayne County. Now, it's particularly our focus is going to be extending into that northern and western part of Preble right now. And if we're the National Weather Service, we're thinking, okay, are we going to extend this tornado warning or are we not? Again, we did have that touchdown confirmed at 11:28 in Henry County. So you got to look at the life cycle of this funnel, all the way in Henry County, traveling through the rural parts of Wayne County. Jamie, we have to assume it's still on the ground. There we go. We just got an extension of a thunderstorm warning.
Yeah.
That's pretty telling, don't you think?
Absolutely. And I think what we're seeing here is something very interesting with the radar signature. So that severe thunderstorm warning for Preble County will continue to see the storm head to the east. That goes until 12:15. And what we're seeing here is interesting because we are now starting to see this thing that almost looks like a shrimp. Some people will actually use that to describe it. It's this shape right here, and this is usually an indication of a storm that has a much broader circulation to it than it used to, and that may be an indication that what was a tight rotation that may have produced some tornadoes is now starting to weaken a bit, starting to get a bit wider. That's good and bad news. It's good news because the threat of tornadoes may be a bit less. The bad news is that this may be an indication that this storm is now starting to transform, as I was mentioning about 10 minutes ago, into a storm that's going to produce some very strong winds. For the southernmost part of Randolph County in Indiana, let me show you where that warning is here on Live Doppler 7 radar. Kind of interesting, Wayne County, Indiana is under the jurisdiction of our Wilmington National Weather Service office, whereas Randolph is under the jurisdiction of the Indianapolis Weather Service office. And basically the Indianapolis office has issued a warning for where they are in charge of the warnings, and that is the southernmost part of Randolph County and also Henry County, which is the county just west of Wayne County in this warning as well. And we're seeing a lot of lightning with this storm, some very heavy rain, probably some gusty winds, but it's not really showing any signs of being tornadic, which is a good thing certainly with this particular storm. So we'll continue to watch this. It's heading east out of Henry County. Jeff, let's see if we can get a track on that storm near Newcastle by chance. Do you have any skits? There we go. I'll show you. It's going to be headed through Wayne County as well. So the same areas that were hit by the first storm, Cambridge City, Milton, eventually towards Richmond, you could be getting some more heavy rain and some very gusty winds with this storm as well. So that's the newest warning there for southernmost Randolph County. Jeff, let's get them back into the Dayton area real quick just to give everybody an update on that particular storm. Oh, we just got a brand new severe thunderstorm warning that has just been issued for Montgomery County. Glad we checked on that. That is until 1 a.m. It's for Montgomery and Greene counties. Those continue they strengthened again, much to, I guess, our surprise, actually. We thought that perhaps that was going to be about it for them. And we'll be continuing to watch this storm continue to head off towards the east. Some gusty winds, certainly going to be the threat with this. Also some heavy rain and quite a bit of lightning as well. So it looks like the heart of the storm right now through Dayton, Oakwood, Moraine, down into West Carrollton. This is going to be pushing into the Kettering area, eventually down towards the Centerville area as well. And let's zoom out a little bit, show everybody where else that warning is for. There you go. So Beaver Creek, not including Xenia in Greene County, down to about Spring Valley or so. And that is what we're going to be continuing to watch as we see this head towards the east there. You see Jeff is looping the radar for us, kind of giving an indication of the movement. So this line appears to be strengthening a bit. That's why we have that severe thunderstorm warning for Montgomery and Greene counties. Again, that goes until 1 a.m. The warning for Randolph, southernmost Randolph County, goes until 12:45. So that's what we're going to be keeping a close eye on as we head over the next half an hour or so. We'll keep you updated as we head through this early morning, and if we have any other warnings, we'll certainly pass those along immediately. Threat with these storms is going to be damaging winds, so you certainly want to stay away from windows. Get to an interior part of your home, probably not looking at anything dangerous enough that you have to head for the basement, but certainly stay away from windows as there could be some wind strong enough to bring down some tree limbs across the area. We'll keep you updated. We'll stay here throughout the night with a close eye on Live Doppler 7 radar. If there are any other warnings, we will let you know immediately. We'll send you back to programming now. Okay, brand new warning now for Wayne County, Indiana. This is a severe thunderstorm warning that goes until 1:15 a.m. Just an extension eastward of that storm we were looking at just a moment ago, moving out of Henry County into Wayne County. So we continue to watch these move eastward with the threat of some strong winds. Wayne County and Union until 1:15, and also we have that severe thunderstorm warning for Montgomery and Greene counties. That continues until 1 a.m. and also for southernmost Randolph County until 12:45 a.m. None of these are tornado warnings. They are all severe thunderstorm warnings, and the threat is certainly going to be some damaging winds as they move through, and possibly some hail as well. Heavy rain, Tremendous amount of lightning with these storms also. So Jeff's showing us that storm there that's moving through Cambridge City, same area where we may have had a tornado touchdown a little bit earlier on this evening. It'll continue to head off to the east, as you can see, towards the Richmond area as well. And the strongest part of the storm from Economy down to Hagerstown and Cambridge City as well, continuing to head eastward. So certainly a wind threat with those particular storms, but also I think possibility of some hail as well. Now, we are also continuing to watch this storm that's moving through Montgomery County and Montgomery and Greene counties under severe thunderstorm warnings until 1 o'clock. Winds with this could be perhaps as high as 60 miles an hour. And we will watch this head eastward. Kettering getting some heavy rain and gusty winds right now. Beaver Creek, you're going to be under the gun as well. Bellbrook, Centerville also. And eventually this storm is going to be headed towards Xenia. And Xenia right now not included in this warning. But certainly we have the possibility of this continuing to head east-southeastward. Could affect Xenia. Could affect areas near Spring Valley. Could even make its way down into the Waynesville area with some gusty winds as well. So we'll continue to watch both of these areas. Again, you want to stay away from windows, get to an interior part of your home. Run down the warnings for you one more time. Western Greene County, central southeastern Montgomery County until 1 o'clock. Wayne and Union County until 1:15, and also that southernmost part of Randolph County, that warning goes until 12:45. Looks like this batch of storms moving into Wayne County is going to be the one that we're going to watch move through the southern Miami Valley over the next hour to two with a wind threat, so we'll certainly keep you updated. You can stay right here on Channel 7 or 7 Weather Now, and we'll continue to keep you abreast of the situation. And again, if you get any damage in your area, we'd like to know about it. You can go to our weather forum on our website, WHIO-TV.com. Send us your reports so we know just exactly what type of damage these storms are doing. Knowing that will help us know exactly what may be headed for the next community as these storms march eastward. We'll send you back to programming now. Okay, I want to give you an update on the storm that's been making its way through Montgomery County into Greene County. The severe thunderstorm warning has been extended eastward for Greene County. That goes now until 1:30. And we're showing you, there you go, both those warnings right there showing up very nicely on live Doppler 7 radar, and watching this storm continue to head eastward with that warning now being extended. That includes Xenia and Wilberforce, Cedarville over to Jamestown, so you can see the areas there as this line of storms continues to race eastward through Greene County. Now, we still have some of that line of storms in southeasternmost Montgomery County. Things starting to quiet down a bit in West Carrollton and Kettering. The strongest part of this line, the one that is going to be probably packing the punch with some winds, is going to be the part of this line that has raced a bit eastward into Greene County. But still some heavy rain coming down in West Carrollton and Kettering, and this will continue to head eastward throughout southeastern Montgomery County. Let's focus our attention, though, eastward into Greene County, because that's the area that we're watching very carefully that will continue to accelerate eastward. Probably some strong winds right now in the Xenia area, Wilberforce as well. This will continue to head eastward right along US 35, so New Jasper and Jamestown will get some strong winds with this storm, as well as it continues to head off towards the east. So we'll be watching this carefully for those of you in the southeastern part of the Miami Valley. We also still have some warnings off to the west in the Whitewater Valley as well, Wayne County, Indiana, Union County as well. That line moving through Richmond, probably also with some pretty strong winds continuing to head eastward into Preble County. So it's taking pretty much the same track the first ones did, the one that prompted that tornado warning. This too will continue to head eastward as we make our way into Preble counties. Another round possibly of some strong winds with this as well. And this storm right here has a lot of lightning in it. We continue to watch a lot of cloud-to-ground lightning, some very, very heavy rain. Could be a little bit of hail with this storm as well, so that's certainly potentially a threat as well. We will watch these storms continue to head eastward, and still a few down to the southwest of Richmond as well. Those could perhaps affect Butler and Warren counties a little bit later on as we head through the early morning. So again, we'll recap these warnings for you one more time. The newest one for Greene County until 1:30, Montgomery County and is until 1 a.m. So that'll be expiring in about 15 minutes, although it looks like the threat of the worst wind is probably now pushing out of Montgomery County and through Greene County. And also Union and Wayne counties, that severe thunderstorm continues until 1:15 this morning. All right, brand new warnings now for Preble in southern Darke County. We were just watching that storm moving through Wayne County, Indiana, pushing quickly through the Richmond area with possibly some strong winds. And now southern Darke and Preble counties, this new warning until 1:30 a.m. And you can clearly see the outline here just south of Greenville. Included is Eaton. And we continue with this storm, and kind of interesting, you see that storm track off to the northeast there. That part of the storm is headed northeast, but it's not probably going to be heading at the speed indicated here on live Doppler 7 radar. The part of the storm down near Liberty is going to be heading southeast, but that part of the storm just to the east of Richmond, due east. So we're getting these winds that are coming into the back of this storm, coming down to the ground and pushing out, and they're spreading out the leading edge of the storm here in eastern Wayne County and now into Preble County. And right at the center of where it's bowing out there, just south of New Paris, that's where the strongest wind gusts with this particular storm are going to be, tracking right along I-70. So those of you in New Paris, you're getting some strong winds. Those of you from Eaton up to Lewisburg, even to New Madison, and portions of southern Darke County, that's a real risk for some strong winds with that particular storm as well. And also a lot of lightning with this storm, and that's an indication of some very strong updrafts. That could mean some hail with this storm as well, so that's certainly a possibility. Jeff, click over on the Barron button there, and let's see if that'll show up with this part of the storm. And there you go. Really interesting. This is one of the features that we have on our radar system here, where you're seeing those pink colors. That's an indication of some hail, but north and northeast of Richmond, indication of some very turbulent winds, and that's where those winds are starting to push out with this particular system. This is not showing signs of any rotation by any means, but some of the storms in Indiana, as they've been moving eastward, we've gotten reports of 60, 70, even 80-mile-an-hour winds. And live Doppler 7 radar is showing you just that. There may be some 70-mile-an-hour winds with this particular storm. Just got an update. You can see that area now near New Paris, and that's where we're seeing that leading edge of the storm. Gettysburg, areas right in there. You need to be getting away from any windows and getting to an interior part of your home, as these are the type of winds that may be capable of not only bringing down tree branches, but perhaps entire trees. If you're in the upstairs of your home, in a bedroom, you don't want to be there. You want to get down to the lower level of your home. You want to get away from any place that a tree could come down on your roof, certainly. And we will continue to watch this race eastward as we make our way over the next couple of hours. We're going to continue to watch the possibility for some very, very strong straight-line winds across this part of the Miami Valley. So there we go, with also storms continuing in Montgomery and Greene County, and these also have a wind threat. And really the areas that we're going to be watching are the leading edge of these storms. So where you're seeing that from Cedarville down to Xenia, a possibility of some winds pushing out with this storm. And we got to watch very carefully where we see some areas like we're seeing south of Xenia, where you see a little bit of a kind of a notch there in the line of the storms. That is a possibility, the indication where maybe the storms are going to start to get the winds turning a little bit. So that's something we're going to watch very, very carefully south of Xenia. No indications of any rotation as of yet, but those are areas we have to keep a very, very close eye on. Certainly it's indicative of some very turbulent winds within these storms, and there is definitely going to be some wind damage with these as they do move through, and that's why we're urging you to stay away from any windows as these storms move through. If you live north of Xenia, really things are quieting down for the time being, but that storm in Preble and southern Darke County is going to move eastward as well. So that's going to be something we're going to have to watch very carefully as well. So again, if you live in Preble County, especially Eaton, Lewisburg, New Madison, over to Arcanum, you need to get into a safe place in your home. If you live in Greenville, wouldn't be a bad idea to get into a safe place in your home as well. This will continue to barrel eastward at a very, very high speed into Montgomery County as well, so probably going to have another warning for Montgomery County as the strong winds move eastward, and really anywhere across the southern half of the Miami Valley still under the gun for some strong winds over the next couple of hours. These moving eastward at about 45 miles an hour and probably packing some winds of 60 or 70 miles an hour in spots as they do move through. This is not to be taken lightly. Need to be getting to a safe place in your home as these storms move through. We'll continue to track these as we head through the next hour or two. Again, the latest warnings now for Darke and Preble County go until 1:30. Stay right here because I have a feeling that we are not done by any means. We're going to have some more warnings, and we'll certainly let you know immediately as they come into the storm center.
Okay. This is from Ella in Calgary, which is also
The National Weather Service in Wilmington has issued a tornado warning for eastern Fayette County, Union County, until 1:45 a.m. At 1:01 a.m., National Weather Service Doppler radar indicated a severe thunderstorm that was likely producing a tornado. This dangerous storm was located near Liberty, moving east at 45 miles an hour. Locations in the path of the storm include Liberty, West College Corner, in addition, Dunlapsville, Clifton, Whitewater State Park, Billingsville, Salem, Whit Station, Kitchell, and Cottage Grove are near the path of this dangerous thunderstorm. If you are near the path of this storm, take cover now. Move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Mobile homes and vehicles should be abandoned for more substantial shelter.
We don't have a tornado.
Avoid windows.
No.
Nighttime tornadoes are especially dangerous. Take cover now. If you wait until you see or hear it coming, it may be too late to get to a safe place. Please report tornadoes, final clouds, strong winds or hail to the National Weather Service by calling toll-free 877-633-6772 when you can do so safely. A tornado watch remains in effect until 6 a.m. Saturday morning for southwestern Ohio. A severe thunderstorm watch also remains in effect until 4 a.m. Saturday morning for southeastern Indiana.
Hey, thanks for joining us this morning. Right now, it's 1:07 on your Saturday morning. Meteorologist Jeff Porter here and Chief Meteorologist Jamie Simpson as well. I want to tell you right away about a tornado warning that was just issued, just came to us courtesy of the National Weather Service. Tornado warning in Union County until 1:45. If you're just joining us, Union County in Indiana are now under a tornado warning until 1:45. A couple of other things we want to tell you about. All of our Ohio counties, from Warren up to Auglaize, we're under a tornado watch until 6 a.m. But right now, again, the main focus is in Union County. Liberty, for example, just south of the Richmond area, that is where our tornado warning is until 1:45. This is issued at 1:01. Now, we don't have a confirmation of a tornado on the ground. We're basically looking at a thunderstorm that has the capability or is likely to produce a tornado. Now, Jamie's going to run the system when he gets a moment, but until he gets there, just want to tell you a couple of sort of background things about it. This storm is moving at 45 miles an hour to the east. Places we're concerned about right now, Liberty and West College Corner. A couple of other spots as well you want to think about getting to your safe spot or your safe place, an interior room, a basement away from windows, things like that. Dunlapsville, Clifton, Whitewater State Park, Billingsville, Salem, Whit Station, Kitchell, and Cottage Grove. Again, all near the path of this thunderstorm that has the potential, again, of producing a tornado. So right now issued at 1:01, courtesy of the National Weather Service for Union County. Jamie is going to get in here a little bit tighter. We can tell you right away, we've got a heck of a lot of heavy rain. If you look at all those little blinking dots, that is lightning, a tremendous amount of lightning as well. Again, we're going to put a track on this for a particular moment. This dangerous thunderstorm is moving due east at about 45 miles per hour. Appreciate that, Jamie. Thank you. Get due east at about 45 miles per hour. A couple of spots that we're concerned about here. Hopeville 109, Clifton 110, Liberty itself 112, Kitchell 116, Witt Station 116, 5 points again as well. So Union County right now we're under a tornado warning for about the next 36 minutes here. Very intense rain. Rain coming down very quickly. Jamie has put a little special feature we have on here where we can indicate where the part of the thunderstorm is likely to actually be maybe producing a tornado. Again, we don't have confirmation of that right now. You'll notice perhaps maybe putting down hail to a half an inch. These are a couple of features. We're able to look at the inside of the storm. Based on the reflectivity and a couple of other things, we can say, hey, maybe we're getting some hail here. Again, pretty good sized hail, about a half an inch to an inch. That would be greater than a penny. And we're getting winds to go away and then toward. That would try and symbol basically a rotation here. Again, we don't have a confirmation of a tornado on the ground at the moment. But as Jamie is working the new live Doppler 7 radar here, we are basically concerned about Wayne County and south of there, Union County, until 1:45. So again, if you're just joining us, a tornado warning for Union County until 1:45. That's about 34 minutes right now. The latest we can tell you is that northern and western part of the county. Again, right now we're particularly concerned about maybe this thunderstorm producing a funnel. If that funnel were to touch the ground, that would be a tornado. Go ahead, Jimmy.
This here is the Indianapolis radar. I'm just trying to get a look from both sides, from the east and west, to see if it can give us a little bit better idea of where things are. And this is actually, I'll tell you what, it's tough to say exactly where this may be within this particular line of storms, but it's also for Fayette County, this tornado warning as well. So Union and Fayette County. I'm guessing it's this area just to the southwest of Liberty that we're looking at. So perhaps in this area here where there may be some rotation, although this is not nearly as well defined as the one we were looking at earlier in southwestern Wayne County, not nearly as well defined. That may be an indication that the rotation isn't quite as strong. Hopefully that is the case.
Yeah, we want to think about a couple of things right here. Appreciate that, Tucker. Right now we're just getting an update of some new severe thunderstorm warnings in Montgomery County.
Yes.
As well. These are just coming in. We're going to get an update here in a brief moment, but a brand new severe thunderstorm warnings in Montgomery County and also for our friends up in Miami County. Okay, so those are brand new, just getting updated. That's the stuff getting out of Preble, moving east in almost sort of a bow-shaped fashion here. Arcanum over to Lewisburg, actually just through Lewisburg, west of the Trotwood area. These brand new warnings, again, for southern Miami, south of Troy, and then into Montgomery County. Putting a track on where this particular storm is headed: Brookville 113, Clayton 116, Trotwood 118, Inglewood 120, Taylorsburg 120, Dayton International 124. Big concerns with these brand new severe thunderstorm warnings: a lot of heavy rain, vivid lightning, winds 45, 50 to 60 miles per hour. We actually had reports of barns being damaged in Preble County because of some of these thunderstorm winds. That kind of gives you a sense here. There's another part of the storm. Jamie's just putting this up here, Trotwood down to New Lebanon. That part of the storm is actually moving east-southeast. We're not necessarily due east, but east-southeast. Liberty, Drexel, Ridgewood Heights, Jamie, Friedtown, Moraine 127, Dayton 128.
And also, we still want to take a look at this part of the storm in eastern Greene County. This also has been packing a pretty good punch with some stronger winds. But good news with this is it's going to be heading east out of Greene County probably in the next 10 to 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, I want to get you back to Union County for a brief moment. Again, Union County right now, Fayette as well in Indiana. Those are the counties that are under a tornado warning right now. You notice the red flashing box right around Union County. That is our primary concern. Now, we don't have confirmation of a touchdown, at least not yet. So we're under the assumption that this thunderstorm has the capability of producing a tornado. Now, Jamie, if we're able to kind of pop up that Barron's button again, what do you think about that proxy for maybe where that's most likely to be maybe putting down a rotation?
Well, I was actually talking to Jeff a little while ago. I was saying, you know, this is a cell we're going to have to watch because sometimes what we get is we get a situation where you have old storms like the ones that moved through Greene County and into Montgomery County, and what they'll do is they'll put down an outflow, and that outflow, you might even be able to pick it up here on the radar if we can bring some of the levels down. Not showing up all that well, but sometimes you'll get an area where there's kind of an outflow, and that's where the winds push out ahead of a storm. And from the storms that move through Montgomery and Greene County, the outflow is probably somewhere in here. Let me try to redraw that a bit better. Probably somewhere in here. And then you have this line of storms that's moving in. And where they intersect, sometimes that can just twist the winds a little bit within a storm. That's actually what caused the Xenia 2000 tornado, was a similar situation to that. And that's when you can get these quick spin-ups. The good news is, if that is the case, the good news is those typically are short-lived and typically weak. I say that with just a grain of salt because, of course, the Xenia 2000 tornado was not a weak tornado. It was a strong tornado, so you always have to take these seriously, but hopefully that will be the case with this particular one.
So just to kind of recap, we've got the whole area under a tornado watch right now, our Ohio counties, that is, until 6 this morning. All of our Ohio counties under a tornado watch until 6 a.m. Now, it's just Union County at the moment under a tornado warning. Again, Union County under a tornado warning for the potential. We don't have any confirmation until we hear otherwise. But as we know right now, this thunderstorm has the possibility to put down a funnel. Now, we just got an update from the new live Doppler 7 radar. Jamie's got a track up on that as well. Following spots we're concerned about: Fairhaven, 121. Morning Sun now getting into Preble, 124. Camden, 130. Somerville, 131. West Elkton, 137. And then Gratis, for example, 138. Now, these storms have a history of winds about 60 to 70 miles per hour. Again, we were talking about a barn being torn down in Preble County, a 100 by 100 foot barn. So that kind of gives you a sample of the type of destruction that is possible with these thunderstorms. 1:16 on the clock right now. We still have a tornado warning for another basically 28 to 29 minutes. Jamie has a couple of special features going on up here. Jamie, let's talk a little bit about what you're bringing up.
Yeah, this is a feature we have on our system here that gives us an indication of what's going on in the storm other than just the rain and the lightning. Of course, the flashing white dots you see, that's the lightning, and we have a tremendous amount of that just on your screen here. What you're seeing at home, about 400 lightning strikes. And that's a lot of lightning, and you get a lot of lightning when you have strong updrafts within the storm. That also can lead to some hail, and this is indicating there may be 1-inch hail with this particular storm just to the southeast of Liberty. But one thing I was looking for is, with all these storms that have prompted tornado warnings earlier in the evening, we've also been seeing the high turbulent winds showing up with this particular product. We're not seeing that with this storm, and that's a good sign, too, that maybe the rotation with this storm isn't quite as strong as it has been with some others. There's those winds again, and again, the red is out. This is kind of curious, Jeff, because the red is outbound from the radar site, which, of course, is in Wilmington, so we have winds going in that direction there, and the greens would indicate towards, so it's kind of tough to say, although
It's a little loosely defined.
Yeah, it's hard to say exactly where this may be right now.
And again, we don't have confirmation of anything on the ground at the moment, but that doesn't mean we have to take this situation lightly. Okay. Just a second. I'll get that paper for you in just a second. So again, we don't have confirmation of a tornado on the ground. We're basically just saying we have the potential for this thunderstorm to produce a tornado. So that is why we're a little concerned about what's going on again in Union County for about another 27 minutes here. So 1:18 right now, that tornado warning in Union County until 1:45. Look at all these bright colors again. A lot of heavy rain, bare minimum. Liberty up to Eaton, now getting back into Dayton. Okay, we still have brand new thunderstorm warnings that have been issued for Montgomery and also Miami County. You're going to find out exactly how long they're going to be in effect for. Again, those are our brand new or our latest severe thunderstorm warnings in Montgomery County and again also up into Miami County. Yeah, just got word there until 1:45. Jamie, looking at a couple of things here. Storms moving east at about 50 to 60 miles per hour and penny-sized hail at the least. And on a couple of those products that Jamie was bringing up as well, maybe up to an inch worth in some of this hail. Jamie, you want to elaborate a little bit on drive?
Yeah, okay. We're going to continue to watch these storms headed through Montgomery County. And really, you look for the apex of where they're bowing out, and where we're seeing that is right around Vandalia. So those of you who may be watching us from, say, New Carlisle or even into portions of western Clark County, you're the ones that may be under the gun most for some strong winds here. And actually, I would say that the threat for some damage may even be greater with what we're seeing in southern Miami County than what we're seeing in Union County, as Union County's rotation seems to be fairly ill-defined, in fact. So that's something else that is going to be something to not ignore here, even though we have the tornado warning for Union County. Want to keep in mind, for those of you in Miami and northernmost Montgomery County, that you have the threat for some damaging winds as well. And really, any of you living in the southern Miami Valley, basically south of a line from Greenville to Piqua to Urbana southward, that's where the threat is going to continue across the area. Something to not ignore here, even though we have the tornado warning for Union County. Want to keep in mind, for those of you in Miami and northernmost Montgomery County, that you have the threat for some damaging winds as well. And really, any of you living in the southern Miami Valley, basically south of a line from Greenville to Piqua to Urbana southward, that's where the threat is going to continue across the area. So let's zoom in a bit more here on some of these in Miami and Montgomery County. And again, New Carlisle, where you see this line bowing out, that's really the area of greatest potential for winds heading out in this direction, like so. And that's what we're going to continue to watch very, very carefully as this heads up into Clark County as well. May end up getting a warning for Clark County also, as these winds will continue to head off towards the east here over the next half hour or so.
So, Jamie, we just want to talk a little bit about here basically what's going on for just a brief moment. Tornado watch for the whole area until 6 a.m. We are running severe thunderstorm warnings in Greene County until 1:30, Miami and Montgomery counties until 1:45, Preble and Southern Dark until 1:30, a tornado warning in Union County. In fact, most of that tornado has spread east into Preble County right now. In fact, I just got a brand new severe thunderstorm warning in Butler County.
Good
Butler
sign.
County.
Good sign.
Yeah, Jamie, good sign. Just tell the viewers why that is a good sign.
Well, simply because it's not a tornado warning. And the Weather Service people watching these radars, they're the ones that issue the warnings. They're not seeing the indications of rotation, and that is why we have a severe thunderstorm warning instead of a tornado warning. Important to keep in mind that tornadoes can spin up in areas where there is a severe thunderstorm warning. So that doesn't mean that there's no risk of a tornado anymore. It just means that the risk is greater for some straight line winds. And I'm noticing this storm off to the southwest, Jeff. That one we're really going to have to watch very carefully. The one west of Butler County, right on the edge of your screen there, that one to me looks like it's one that could become tornadic pretty soon here. Thankfully, heading to southwestern Butler County will avoid most of the Miami Valley, but that's certainly one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, something to keep in mind here. Most of the thunderstorm that has the tornado warning associated with it is actually out of Union County almost completely, except for the southern and the eastern side of it. So if we're the National Weather Service, and we don't ever want to put any words in their mouth, but if we're the National Weather Service, we might go ahead and cancel this tornado warning for Union County prior to the expiration time of 1:45. So that is some great news. Again, let's get you back over to the thunderstorm warning that is just west of the border. This is south of Union now. Following spots here: Peppertown, looks like Millville 127, Oak Forest 131, Yellow Bank 132, Brookville as well, and that's Brookville, Indiana. Our friends right there about 137. Jamie, an update on how long that warning is for Butler County?
Butler County warning. Let me check on that, Jeff.
1:45. Our director just told us. So 1:45 in Butler County. That is our latest warning. We're going to take you there right now. And honestly, I got to tell you what, southern Preble really has us concerned the most right now for just a moment here. That is some very, very nasty lightning going on. A lot of very heavy rain. Think of it as sort of a disorganized structure, or just sort of a blossom of, again, the lightning and the heavy rain, eaten down to Sugar Valley, Fairhaven, Camden, Morning Sun, West College Corner, and Jamie's looking at a couple of other things as well. But the latest lightning strike count, this is just in Preble. and now the northern part of Butler. About 200 different lightning strikes right at the very moment. And these are updated instantaneously. Again, you notice the strikes now up to 231 and also 232. So big concerns here, heavy rain, vicious lightning. Also, thunder, of course, winds here 50 to 60 miles per hour. And these thunderstorms, again, do have the history of knocking down a barn in Preble County, a 100 by a 100-foot barn. Let's show you the big picture again for a moment, just tell you exactly what's going on here. Our tornado warning is now expired. That is great news. That has reformed and reshaped into a severe thunderstorm warning for Butler County. So Butler County 145, Preble and Dark. Actually, Dark, we're just looking at plain old rain showers, but that particular thunderstorm warning until 1:30. Montgomery in the southern half of Miami until 1:45. Those are two separate severe thunderstorm warnings. Jamie, got another one going on there in Greene County until 1:30. And even that is, well, looking a little disorganized.
We're going to have to watch this entire line, though, I think, from near Troy down to around Oxford, because when you get this kind of wavy pattern to a line, there's going to be some favored areas within this line where the winds are going to be a little stronger than others, and that's going to continue to be the threat over the next couple of hours here as this does move southeastward. Expand the view for us, Jeff, and show us the entire viewing area, because the good news is, for the most part, that if you're northwest of this line, things are going to quiet down for a while. We still have some pretty strong thunderstorms, though, off to our northwest. And these will continue to head into the northern Miami Valley. Now, we do have some warnings, as you can see, just north of Auglaize County. Those storms heading eastward, and the ones west of Mercer County, no warnings with those. That's good news. So a lot of lightning and heavy rain will continue. And one thing that we really can't ignore is if we get a couple rounds of storms here, some of these storms in Indiana had a history of dropping literally 4 or 5 inches of rain. So it's possible that we could end up getting a flood threat as we head through the night as well with some of the heavy rain that we do have.
Jamie, just wanted to jump in for a quick moment. Our director was just telling us sheriff did see a funnel in Union County.
Okay.
One of the sheriffs there did see a funnel, did not touch the ground. That was a report. If we can update our map, because that's
what I'm getting at right now, yeah.
That tornado warning, again, is gone in Union County. Sheriff did spot a funnel. We just had a report of that, according to our director, just giving us that information. Tucker, we do appreciate that. But that funnel, again, is just a funnel until it actually hits the ground. That would be the distinction to make it a tornado. Okay, let's get you caught up here again. Our whole viewing area, except for our friends in Indiana, we're under a tornado watch until 6 a.m. And we've got basically, 6 different... Yeah, well done, Jamie. Well done. Right now, 6 different thunderstorm warnings. We're not really concerned about Dark County, right, Jamie?
No, in fact, I would say we could clear that warning out as the storms have certainly moved on by.
And Montgomery County and Miami County, you see sort of that bow structure, basically from Troy right through the downtown area. Want to get in there a little bit tighter. The reason why that structure is a telltale sign of really some nasty winds. And this actual thunderstorm, Jamie, was that parent thunderstorm that knocked down that barn in Preble. And here we go again, looking at this bow structure. Just look at our friends here for a moment. Troy to Tip to Vandalia, down to Huber Heights and Trotwood. We're going to put a couple of tracks here as well. This bow, if you will, basically moving to the east and the northeast. That leading edge, New Carlisle, Enid, Fairborn, that's where we could possibly see winds here to like 50 and 60 miles per hour. Quick little track here. Then we're going to get to some brand new thunderstorm warnings. Avondale 130, Riverside 131, Fairborn 138, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, for example, here 138. Jamie, a couple of brand new severe thunderstorm warnings across the north.
Yeah.
I saw them on our bug. Do you think that's valid?
No, that's the watch.
Oh, that's the tornado watch. Oh, great news. My apologies. So again, those thunderstorm warnings that I was mentioning across the north are not the case. So again, my apologies there. Again, big focus is Butler County right now, Preble County, Eaton and Points to the south, Montgomery and Miami, and also Greene County. Those are our basically 5 counties, 6 counties if you want to include Dark, that are under those severe thunderstorm warnings. Jamie, you think you're most concerned maybe about southern Preble, huh?
Southern Preble, certainly into northwestern Butler County. That's certainly an area that I would have concern for. And still that line that's in southeastern Miami County that's bowing out as well. we're going to have to really going to have to watch all of this. Now, as the storms continue to head eastward and they move into areas that have had some rain already, that should weaken them a bit, and hopefully that'll be the case. But as you can see, as Jeff is showing us, maybe some hail still in the Northridge area, just to the south of West Carrollton, Miamisburg area. Possibility for some hail, some gusty winds with all of these storms as they continue to move through, going to be a threat as well. Things are quieting down right now in eastern Greene County a bit, but that line in Montgomery County, that's headed your way as well. So we're going to continue to watch that head eastward. There's a new warning for Clark County. No surprise as we're watching this line head eastward out of Miami County now into Clark County. And you can see right there west of Springfield, that's the leading edge of that line where there's going to be some gusty winds. New warnings here. I want to give you an update on the situation. The new warnings are for southeastern part of Montgomery County and also for northern Warren County, Clinton County, a reissuance for Greene County, and those are until when, Jeff? 2:45? And also Butler County's been reissued until 2:30. So those are your new warnings here. We also have been getting reports of sirens in Riverside and Fairborn. We do not have a tornado warning for Riverside or Fairborn. Not sure why those sirens were going off in Riverside and Fairborn. Some communities, when you have a severe thunderstorm warning and a tornado watch, sometimes they'll sound the sirens for a severe thunderstorm warning. But we do not, I repeat, we do not have severe thunderstorm warning, or tornado warnings, excuse me, for Fairborn or for Riverside. All right, so here we go. Live Doppler 7 radar. You can see those warnings, the flashing orange boxes, and Clark County storms are weakening considerably. So let's start you off here southeast of Dayton. Really heavy rain, a lot of lightning as well, maybe some hail for these storms from Dayton through Oakwood, Kettering, Miamisburg, Centerville, Springboro, Beaver Creek, moving into Xenia once again. We continue to watch these as they head off towards the east-southeast, packing a pretty strong punch here. Let's give you a track on this one that's moving through southern Greene County. You can get some of the communities there, headed for Paintersville, 208, Spring Valley, really pretty much coming up in a minute here now, and eventually towards Jamestown as we get to 215. So that's going to move across the southern part of Greene County, and really this area near Beaver Creek will move through Xenia, Wilberforce, over to Cedarville. Also watching some storms down to the south as well through Springboro. These also could have some very strong winds on the leading edge, could produce some hail and very heavy rain, a lot of lightning as well.
Yeah, Jamie, just to update you here on those new warnings. These storms are moving at about 45 miles per hour to the east. So winds, Jamie, here 45 to about 60. And the hail concern, penny-sized hail. So we're talking smaller hail now. That's just a distinction or a characterization of these storms actually weakening. Yeah,
a little bit, but there's still going to be some danger with some gusty winds, certainly, and tremendous amount of lightning with these storms. Then some very heavy rain. And one thing we need to bring up is that as we head through the next couple of hours across the southern Miami Valley here, we've gotten a ton of rain, and we may end up getting a flooding threat as well. This is probably the strongest storm we're looking at just to the south and southwest of Oxford. That's heading east across Butler County. So if you live in northern Butler County, that's certainly one that you'll have to deal with as well.
Yeah, Jamie, between Oxford, Riley, Collinsville, in New Miami over to Middletown, basically. So, again, just to recap, we're basically looking at the southern and the eastern part of Montgomery County. Clark, we can almost, not to leave you out of this, but a lot of your thunderstorms have weakened. We can kind of dismiss that for just a little bit. But it's Greene County, southern and eastern Montgomery, and then Warren and Clinton and Butler. Now, Jamie has a different feature up here. We're basically looking at Doppler-derived rainfall estimates, and these are 24-hour.
Actually, these are just since the storms have started here.
So, Jamie, we're looking at maybe 3 to 6 hour?
Yeah, so let's get an idea. And we're seeing some of these colors here indicating as much as 3 inches of rain that have fallen. And that's certainly enough that some of the smaller streams and creeks are starting to get stressed.
You all out there, I'm sure that you've been hearing that thunder and lightning all night, and now we have another severe thunderstorm warning, and that has been issued by the National Weather Service at 3:28. That is for Union County, eastern Auglaize County in west central Ohio, northern Champaign County, Logan County, and the eastern half of Shelby County. And you can see that here on our new live Doppler 7 radar right over Bell Fountain. And this is a line of storms, and this is with this storm system that we've been watching all night long. And as we take you in, you can see that there are some lightning strikes out there as well. And I've seen some very impressive lightning tonight as I was driving in. So this storm is potentially dangerous, and it is moving at 45 miles per hour to the east. Now, the National Weather Service has indicated that this storm is capable of producing penny-sized hail and winds up to 60 miles an hour. So definitely be careful if you are heading out at all tonight around this area. And let's take you through and see where this storm is headed in the next little bit. That was the wrong button. And we can take you through. You can see this line of storms out there right now. And I'm sure you can see that lightning and hail, some heavy rain as well. Tornadoes can develop from the storm, but right now we're just looking at a severe thunderstorm warning, and it is moving to the east again at 45 miles an hour. At 3:38, it is going to be in Valley High, in Zanesfield, also at 3:38, moving into Middlesburg at 3:45, and Raymond at 3:52. So do keep in mind, if you are in the line of this storm, be careful of any of those high winds or hail. And we can put this in motion for you right now, and you can see this moving to the east, and it does look like it's dying down just a little bit, but still a potentially dangerous storm out here right now. And again, this is part of the same system that we have been watching all night long. We have seen some more severe thunderstorm warnings with this through the night, and even some tornadoes out in Indiana and hail as well. And this definitely is capable of producing that hail. And as we take you back to the latest, let's count how many lightning strikes we have. 41 lightning strikes, 42 in this area, so not quite as many as we saw with the earlier storms, but still definitely a potentially dangerous storm. And again, I did see some very impressive lightning earlier on tonight. It is a very good light show if you are out, but definitely you want to take cover in these situations. And we're going to take you out so you can see that thunderstorm, and we are going to keep you updated on any further developments with this storm, so stay tuned right here to Channel 7. That's all you have to do.
To do the track, okay.
Good morning to you. Now, we have been tracking severe weather all night long, and if you've been up with us, you know that we have seen some pretty dangerous storms. And now I want to tell you about another tornado warning. I just came on the air about a half an hour ago telling you about a severe thunderstorm warning up near Sidney and Auglaize and Champaign and Union counties. Now we have a tornado warning in Union County. That is in southern Union County and northeastern Madison County, and that's in central Ohio. So now it's a little bit east of us, but definitely a potentially dangerous situation. And now this storm is moving near State Route 33, and if you are in the path of this storm, you need to take cover right now. And I want to show you, as you take a look at our sweep on Live Doppler 7, you can see it is a little bit northeast of us, northwest of Columbus. And let's take you to the latest, and we're going to zoom in on this storm right now. We're going to zoom in and show you exactly where this is. And this is the tornado warning that the National Weather Service has issued, and this is at 4:10. Now, this tornado warning is until 4:30 this morning, and locations impacted include Plain City. So this was indicated by the Doppler radar. This was not spotted by a storm spotter, but let's see if we can track this storm right now for you and see where it is headed. And this is not showing me a tracker, but it is moving to the east, and let's see if we can move this for you. We'll lapse this for you, and you can see it moving along here, and this is over the last half hour or so. And There are some lightning strikes out there as well. And we're going to take you out just a little bit